Hello there, Libra. How are you today? Let us take a look at what is blocking you from receiving and experiencing the love that's truly meant for you. Let's get going. Here we go. We're going to talk about your current energy, any past history that may be blocking you, any kind of subconscious issues that haven't been addressed. We'll also talk about any advice that Spirit has for you. Okay, and we'll get into the possible outcome here. All right, bottom of the deck here, we've got the Fool. So this is the energy of someone that is ready to take a leap. Maybe you've gotten to the point where whatever has happened in the past, you're ready to move forward. You want to start something new. This is actually very, very good energy. This is just somebody that's raring to go and is not holding back. So here we've got Ace of Swords. Now you've got some clarity, right? Now what's going on is you're ready to make some big decisions in your life, and you have such clarity that you know exactly what you want. Right? So you're raring to go, you know what you want, you know what you need to do, and you're ready to cut out things that don't really work for you any longer, right? And that's part of going into this Fool card, because this individual here is going to be ready to start their next journey, right? So this is actually a very good card to start with, so that tells me that you're ready. Now here's the thing, some of the challenges that might be coming up here, the core block, right, to receiving your love is this Ten of Cups. Now, normally the Ten of Cups is all about joy, harmony, right? And balance and, you know, just union. I mean, you look at this, these people are celebrating their life together, and it's like that perfect little family type situation. I think that there's a part of you that believes that you can't have this, right? That this is not possible. So this is what's kind of getting in the way emotionally, is that you truly don't believe that this may be possible for you given your previous history. Right, but know that it is, Libra. This is a challenge for you, right? Trying to create this, but truly it's available to all of us, right? It's just a matter of choosing and making the right moves. Here in the subconscious area, you've got the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles is the very wise, knowledgeable king, right? The master of that suit. They know a lot, right? And so it's through experience, through hard work. These are the stable people that you go to when you need a lot of advice. But in the subconscious area, on the flip side, the King of Pentacles can also withhold and not share themselves. And part of it is that they're afraid if they, if they show that part of themselves, would it make them vulnerable, right? So this is kind of like they want such stability, they don't want to rock the boat. Right? It's almost like, and then what happens is everybody else is kind of like, well, you're not doing anything, you're not making decisions, Libra, I'm going to leave, right? And then so what happens is you end up kind of regretting that you didn't give more, right? So it's almost as if you're trying, I'm getting a sense that you're trying to kind of keep this to yourself. There's that part of you that is very stable, that is very dependable, but you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to relieve or reveal too much of that to others. And so eventually what happens is the relationship will fizzle out, and then now you're regretful. You kind of sit back and go, gosh, I wish I would have done this or that, for that individual, and I wish that they hadn't left. Now here in the crown of your reading here, what's happening is that there's a possible third-party situation here, right? Maybe a history of that, of the third party, and person, place, or thing. So when I say third party, this could be, like I said, work from previous readings. The third party situation could be just you being engaged in something else, like work, or maybe a sport, a hobby, maybe some friends, and you're having to consider, spending time socially with friends versus the individual that you're going to be committed to, right? But also on the negative side, this can be the third party person, right? You may have a wandering eye, right? And obviously you can't bring that into a relationship. That's just failure, that you're not going to get what you want, because, obviously I don't need to tell you that, but overall, the Three of Pentacles can also signify stability. You want to create a very stable environment, right? So obviously this can go many different ways, third party situation or the creation of something very stable, a stable relationship. Now here in the recent past, what's happened is you were probably very in love. Yeah, you had started something with an individual, and you were really feeling as though this situation was so full of potential, right? And obviously you wouldn't be here if you didn't need a little bit of advice. So you had the opportunity to fall madly in love with someone, to have this, right? But obviously something here didn't come to fruition. Was it a third party? Was it something else? Was it you withholding, right? And now you're regretting. You're offering everything that you can, but there's no emotional depth, right? You're not committing, right? And so that person, did they leave, right? So know that you have the possibility here to have love all the time, right? Don't think that you can't have this, because look what you have in the recent past. If it's happened before, it can happen again, right? You were in love, and that's what happened that may have activated and reinforced this pattern of like, oh, well, you know, I guess it's not meant for me. This is probably not meant for me. So again, wow, you've got the King of Cups here. So you've got King of Pentacles, King of Cups. And so, yeah, you had the opportunity to fall madly in love with somebody, right? And this person was, you know, the master of their suit, King of Cups, full of emotion. But the problem with the King of Cups too is they deny their emotions. They keep it hidden, even though all of their decisions are created by emotions, right? What happened in the past, how did it make them feel, right? So that's how they make their decisions, is like they draw on their previous experience and they think about, how did that make me feel? Oh, well, that happened and I hated it and made me feel really bad. I'm just gonna keep it to myself and I'm not gonna say anything. The other thing too is they don't like to show emotion because that would make them weak, right? That would make them weak. That would kind of create that vulnerability. But know that in your near future, you have this energy here of a lot of love. Now, I know I said a lot of negative things, but we all have negative aspects to ourselves, right? But that's part of the advice here, is that, you know, you have to know the good and the bad of the person, right? And so, but the King of Cups is very, very charming, very kind, and just loving, very loving, definitely very loving, kind of, you know, someone that you can really approach, right? They're very approachable, let's just say that. All right, now as far as the advice that you're getting here is that you're juggling here. Now, if this advice has to do with a third-party situation, right? Like I said, this could be a third-party situation where you're trying to balance your time between this new person, this other person, and then your current person. Now, that's very specific. That doesn't apply to everybody, right? I'm not saying every single Libra is a cheater. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you did have a third-party situation, there's a part of you that's, you know, that kind of juggles your time to try to entertain both, and you can't have that. That's obviously something you got to deal with. But if on the flip side, the Two of Pentacles means that you have to create balance, then obviously, Libra, you know how to create balance. You're the scales, right? But if there's a part of you that's kind of forgotten that, right? Trying to temper your feelings with this other person, right? And showing just enough of yourself so that you can have it all, right? Fully engaging emotionally in a relationship, right? So there's you here trying to make that decision. And obviously, Spirit's trying to say, look, you need to figure out how to emotionally, you know, get engaged into this relationship, because this is what this person needs. This person needs feeling. They need to feel that you're engaged with them, right? But then there's a part of you that kind of feels like, well, you know, I just want to be grounded. I want to provide. I want to do all these things. But this person, I'm telling you, this is what this next person feels, is that they really need to feel that you're in this relationship. I mean, King of Cups, right? Now, all around you here, you've got the Star card. And the Star card has to do with your hopes and your faith and your healing, right? And this individual here is likely also going through their own feeling of healing, right? Or their own situation of healing and finding faith again. But know that if both of you are trying to heal a situation, then you would have that commonality, right? And then you have your wish fulfillment here, right? And once you heal this part of yourself, because these things are connected here. Once you heal that part of yourself that's so hurt, that's keeping you from engaging, then here you go. You'll gain some sort of insight, better insight. But the problem here is that if you have the tendency to go within, right, to become a recluse and withdraw yourself, then if there's problems in the relationship, you know that you'll probably go off and hide out and ghost them and kind of disappear, right? Because you're hurt and you don't want to express that kind of vulnerability outward to other people. Wow, what a great card here for your outcome. Wheel of Fortune, right? This is change, but change for the better that works in your favor, right? But in order, I mean, you have such great cards here, Libra. You've got the Fool, you've got Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, so new beginnings, new inspiration, new ideas, new clarity, right? You've got the Ten of Cups that is your challenge, because, you know, there's a part of you that doesn't know how to get to this point. You want it, but you feel as though maybe there's this third-party situation that keeps getting in the way, person, place, or thing, and that's keeping you from obtaining this. But know that something here is coming your way, right? There's an energy here of someone very loving that's coming your way. And in order for you to really, if this is what you want, right? If this is the energy that you want, and you want to change or make a change, Spirit says you need to make a decision here. Stop trying to juggle this third-party situation, if that's the case, if that's, specifically what's happening, person, place, or thing. And that way you can have healing, you can have wish fulfillment, and you can share something special with this new individual. Don't go into hiding, right? Don't go isolating yourself. Share your feelings with this person, because that's what this person wants. That's their language, right? Is that they need to feel that you're engaged. They don't want you to give them things, right? King of Pentacles is about material things. They don't need you to give them things. They want to feel that you're engaged with them. You get that? I hope you understand that. Like, there's not, some people will give things and they think that that's showing the other person and filling the other person up, but that's not really what's happening, right? This person needs to be emotionally fulfilled, and then you get this, the Wheel of Fortune. This is momentum that's going to go in your favor, right? Changes that are going to happen that's going to work in your favor. So let's clarify a couple of things. See if there's any more cards we can pull for your outcome. So we know that there's going to be positive change that's coming, and there's this Nine of Wands, right? Again, this is about grit. This is about perseverance, right? Both of you are going to be committed to this relationship, and that through all of the positive changes that are going on here, you're going to stick it out. You're not going to give up, right, Libra? You're going to stick it out. And look at that. Again, with the scales, you've got balance that's coming in. You've got abundance. You have reciprocity with this person that's coming in. But you have to do all of these things that I was talking about, finding balance and making decisions, right? Bottom of the deck, Nine of Pentacles. So again, lots of pentacles here. So Nine of Pentacles to me is about celebrating independence, celebrating wealth, right? And to me, just as a reader, wealth doesn't always mean tangible things like money or material things. Wealth can be things that isn't bought with money. So time. This individual may not want you to shower them with gifts. I mean, sure, that's fun, but if you don't make them feel as though, you love them or you're committed to them, they're gonna run off, right? And then you're going to have regret, right? So if you want all of this, right, this positive change, this reciprocity, the abundance, this 10 of Cups here, you're going to have to go through some changes, make some decisions, change some things so that you have more stability and you're not juggling. You're not juggling in between things, decisions, right? So Libra, thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.